Meghan Markle just turned 45. And if you scrolled through her Instagram this week, you'd think it was the celebration of the decade balloons, dancing, dogs, flowers, and a brand new dessert recipe. But scroll over to the official royal accounts, and you'll find something very different. Nothing. No post, no photo, no message from King Charles. Now, before we go further, let's be clear about something important. We don't know what happens in private. What we do know is what played out in public. And online, that silence has sparked a massive debate. Today, we're breaking down what actually happened, what critics and commentators are saying, and why so many people online think this birthday backfired. Let's start with the facts everyone agrees on. Meghan turned 45, and the official royal social media accounts, the ones that post for King Charles, William, and Kate, did not publicly acknowledge it. To some commentators, that reads as a deliberate snub. Royal watchers on air have pointed out how personal that silence feels, especially compared to the flood of content Meghan was posting herself. But it's worth putting that in context, because it's not actually unusual. Royal commentators have also noted that the palace's official accounts don't typically post birthday tributes for Harry, Meghan, or their children. They haven't for years, ever since Harry and Meghan stepped back as working royals. Archie and Lilibet don't get official posts either. So, is this a fresh snub, or just the same policy it's always been? That's genuinely up for debate, and it's exactly the kind of ambiguity that's fueling the online firestorm right now. What's not up for debate is the optics. Meghan still holds the title Duchess of Sussex. She's still the king's daughter-in-law, and to a lot of viewers, an entire institution staying silent on a milestone birthday just looks cold, whatever the technical policy is behind it. There was the now viral pool, jump Meghan in a black swimsuit, mid-air, balloons floating beside her. There was the kitchen dance video, dogs wandering through the background. There was a birthday dessert video, and a lifestyle brand tribute from her own company, As Ever, celebrating its founder. To her supporters, this is exactly what it looks like. A woman living her life, sharing joy, and not waiting around for palace approval to celebrate herself. But critics online read it differently. Several commentators have argued the sheer volume of content pool, kitchen, garden, dessert, brand post, felt less like a spontaneous celebration and more like a carefully produced campaign. One royal commentator put it bluntly on air, questioning why the celebration needed to be shown to this extent at all. That's the core of the criticism. Not that Meghan celebrated her birthday, but that critics feel the celebration looked stage-managed rather than candid. Of course, that's a matter of interpretation. Plenty of public figures document their lives this way, and it's fair to note that reading intent into someone's Instagram posts is always speculative. Then came the Sunday video Meghan demonstrating her favorite summer dessert. Built with products from her As Ever brand, vanilla ice cream, raspberry spread, crushed shortbread. Commentators picked apart the clip for one specific detail. In a separate shot, Meghan appeared eating a plain ice cream cone without the branded toppings she'd just spent the video promoting. Online reaction was swift, with some critics mocking the moment and asking why the person selling the product wasn't shown eating it. Others pushed back, pointing out, this is a pretty common thing in food and lifestyle content. You don't always eat the hero shot version on camera. Either way, the clip became a talking point, and it fed into a broader criticism that's followed Meghan for a while now. The sense, among critics, that her lifestyle content feels commercial rather than personal. Here's where things got even messier and even more debated. A garden video Meghan posted, showing her clipping wildflowers and arranging them into a bouquet, was quickly compared online to a similar video from influencer Nara posted just days earlier. The visual style, the slow pacing, the flowers, the soft narration struck a lot of viewers as strikingly similar. To be fair to Meghan, nobody owns the concept of picking flowers and putting them in a vase. It's one of the most common lifestyle content formats out there. But the timing is what fueled the accusation, with critics online calling it too close for coincidence. Then there was the pool photo. Commentators quickly placed it side by side with an old photograph of Princess Diana jumping into a pool in a nearly identical pose. And this isn't the first time Meghan's fashion, poses, and public appearances have repeatedly drawn Diana comparisons over the years. Now, it's worth saying clearly, Some of that may simply be coincidence. Diana remains one of the most photographed women in modern history, and royal women in general tend to end up in similar settings, similar colors, similar poses, just by virtue of the role. But critics argue that, combined with everything else this week, the garden video, the branded dessert, the palace silence, the Diana comparison, became the final straw in a pattern many were already primed to see. Whether that's a fair read or just internet pattern matching at its most aggressive, that's for you to decide. Zoom out, and you can see why royal commentators are calling this birthday a turning point in public perception. Some experts on royal relations argue that the Sussexes' relationship with the palace isn't just strained, it's practically non-existent at this point, following years of interviews, Harry's memoir, and public criticism of royal life. Under that reading, the palace's silence isn't a snub at all, it's simply the new normal. Other commentators take a harsher line, suggesting Meghan's flood of content this week reflects a woman trying and failing to control her own narrative. And then there's a more sympathetic take, shared by some viewers, that a woman turning 45, cut off from the family she married into, is allowed to celebrate however she wants, swimsuits, Sundays, and all without every post being dissected for hidden meaning. All of these are opinions. None of them are confirmed facts about what Meghan is thinking or feeling. But together, they explain why this birthday turned into one of the most talked about royal stories of the year. So, where does that leave us? A birthday with no royal post, a content wave that split opinion right down the middle, and comparisons, fair or not, to two of the most famous women in royal history. Was this a genuine celebration turned into an unfair pile-on? Or a PR moment that backfired? Honestly, both arguments have real supporters online, and we want to know which side you're on. Let us know in the comments, do you think the palace stayed silent out of policy, or something more personal? And what's your take on the Diana comparisons fair criticism, or reaching too far? If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe to Royal Hitt 24, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a royal story.